This is the PL-89 Gematriatic Quantum Thought Calendar, or the PL-89 Gematriatic Interdimensional, Multidimensional Quantum Thought Calendar for Sunday, December 7th, 2025. And it is the first day of the week in Israel. Sunday is the first day of the week. It's a work day, just like a Monday. And it's the first day of the week, the 17th day of Kislev, 5786. It's after nightfall, so after nightfall it goes into the next day. So it's officially the 18th right now as I'm speaking, but this recording is explaining the 17th on this calendar. This is a lunar and solar calendar. The solar calendar is the Gregorian and the Julian calendar. The lunar calendar is the Jewish calendar or the Hebrew calendar. And those are the main calendars that are used here. The Daf Yomi is also connected to it. What is interesting is that the year that the Daf Yomi started on Rosh Hashanah, on the Jewish New Year of the year 5684, Tuf Reish Pei Daled. And why that's interesting is because because Pei Daled spells out the word Daf. And the Daf Yomi started in the year that's called Daf. Now, that's very interesting. And a lot of my analysis are things like that. Things that are spelled out within reality. It's sort of like you could say hidden in plain sight. It's right in front of you, and you have to just look at it logically, and then you see it. It's there. So that's very interesting. The Daf Yomi started in Tuf Reish Pei Daled. Of course, it's the year of the Daf. Why not? And there are many, many things like that. And that's what this calendar, that type of logic, that type of analysis, that type of observation is what this calendar uses, among many other things. But that's one prominent feature, one prominent theme of this calendar. One prominent motif, I should say. So the way it works is that on this calendar, there's two boxes that are looked at every day. One is the Hebrew calendar and the English calendar, the Gregorian calendar. Okay, so today is December 7th. That's the solar number. So on this calendar, December 7th, or any 7th, if you remember back when I did this every single day since July 1st or either July 5th or Tammuz 5, one or the other, but it was like Tammuz, the beginning of Tammuz, the beginning of July of 2025. So 5.5 months ago, something like that. And so back then, well, that's a different thing. But what I was saying before that is that when you get to this number here, when it is December 7th, or it's Kislev 7th. Kislev 7th was 10 days ago. It was here. It was in the same number. When it was Elul 7 or September 7th, also here. How about June 7th? Sivan 7th, also here. What about March 7th? Always in those particular months though. I didn't say August, you notice. I didn't say July. There's a reason for that. Because the months of December, September, June, and March, those are called mutable months. In this dispensation, all mutable months every day, whether it's Hebrew or English, doesn't matter, it's always going to be here. The same thing is for every other type of month. We just happen to be here now. But there's 3 dispensations. I've explained them before. I most likely will explain them again, but I'm not going to explain them right now. Just suffice it to say that in this dispensation, which we're in the final one, by the way. Every 7th day of any month that are mutable is always going to be this number 34. Okay, and the coordinates are E5. Okay, 34. Now, one thing I will explain that I don't always explain, but is the rule of 40. The rule of 40. This calendar is based on 40, but that's not the rule of 40. The rule of 40 is that any box that you see in this entire table, you come to it and you add 40 to it, then the rule is that you stay inside that box. for statistical or like analysis purposes, it's considered the same number. I know it's not the same number, but it's considered the same number. Like for example, let's just say like 34, right? If you add 40, you get 74. You add 40, you get 114. You add 40, you get 154. You add 40, 194. Keep going. 2,034, I mean. So, and it all stays right here. So all of those numbers, the string of numbers go ad infinitum, and they stay in that box. They're all considered in the same group. And that's very helpful when it comes to finding information and separating things very quickly and seeing different things. So if I were to say that, if I say 34, immediately now I'm already thinking about 74. I'm thinking about 114, 154, 194, 234, 274, etc. And that all the way up. And it's like an elevator, or the analysis that I used was a train. Train of thought. It stops at each station. It starts off at 34, stops off at 74, stops at 114, and it's a thought train that goes by increments of 40. Okay? That's for 34. And the idea is that there's different methods. You can go 34, just analyze it alone, or a combination of, that's the solar date. Now, the lunar date today is the 17th day of Kislev. And the 17th day, the same thing like this, the 17th day of any month in this dispensation is always going to be on 39. So when it was Kislev 17th, when it gets to be December 17th, God willing, it's going to be here. When it's going to be March 17th next year, it's going to be here. Adar 17 next year, a few days after Purim, it's going to be right here. Okay? So, 39 and 34. So what do you do with that? So there's a few methods. You can it depends what's trending. It's a gematria calendar. It means you have to know enough gematrias. If I said 39, I would go 239. Tell me 10 words that equal 239. Let's go right now. 10 words. I can't even think of one. I can think of only one off the top of my head. The word goral, which means a lottery, equals 239. But that's about it. I can also think of a joke they say by the Irish. Why they put 239 beans in a stew? Because one more would be 240. But anyway, a little bit of a, off topic there. But anyway, 34 and 39. So by the rule of 40, you get 74 and 79. And what does that have to do with today? It has a lot to do with today. Today, there's a debate being held in Heichal Shlomo in Jerusalem. It's on King George Street. It's next to the Great Synagogue. And there's a debate, and the debate is titled, "Is Jesus the Promised Jewish Messiah?" And it's being between Rabbi Tovia Singer and a pastor from Australia named Michael Williams, I think. Let me see. And God willing, I'm going to be attending. I'd like to. Well, here it's just a few blocks away from where I live, so hold on here. It doesn't say. I think it's Michael Williams. It just says, "Is Jesus the promised Jewish Messiah?" Okay. Anyway, the point is that by the rule of 40, 34 equals 74, but 74 equals Jesus in English gematria. But 39 equals 39 plus 40 equals 79. But 79 equals Yeshua in English gematria, Yeshua. In English gematria, if A equals 1, B equals 2. So it's very interesting. That's a case where the numbers match up what's happening today. So that's an example of that, and that's the PL-89 for today.